Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Shokugeki no Souma, Go no Sara, or you can call it Food Wars, the 5th plate on episode 5. Now, this episode right here, well, this was very funny and nicely adapted in a comedic way, which I never expected to see. And if I were to watch this with a big crowd of audience anime onlys, I'd be laughing so hard because I remember reading this in a manga and it was just hilarious. But let's just get the start right away, okay? We had to it that the second gate involves the convenience store, which apparently the second class adjudicator with the WGO, Rantabi, will be the judge. She therefore says you have to make a dish that's at least $100, which seems very difficult at first. Which seems very difficult because let's be honest. I mean, I've been to multiple restaurants around many places here and there, but now around out of state or something. But finding a dish that's at least $100 is going to be difficult, and you have to include store convenience ingredients, and when it comes to convenience store ingredients, it's very hard and difficult to even finding a good quality because their stats of the ingredients is out of place. Sometimes it goes to this location, but it goes to here. But yeah, but aside from that, she therefore also explains you have 2 chances to do it and you got 60 minutes, okay? And we have to it that you have to make a dish that's at least $100 using these convenience store ingredients, And therefore, we get to see Tsukasa Eishi, the former first C, and we have to that Souma and Eishi ends up having a little match with each other who will make the most profit, which I go, hey, that sounds hyped up here and there. And we get to see some old judges that we saw in the previous seasons, such as Oizumi Kakinoshin, and then Seisho Satome, I mean, they end up having to come along to see what's up here and there. Eventually, Souma would be the first one to introduce his first dish, which is involving the Yamatoni beef whatsoever. He ends up sauteing some green onions and shimeji mushrooms with sesame oil, add in the Yamatoni beef along with the toss, then add some tofu and let it stew while adding some black pepper and squeeze tube ginger to enhance the flavors. And he ends up making an instant canned beef sukiyaki set, And she ends up, Rantabi judges Souma's dish, saying that the flavors are rich but not so heavy. And we have to it that Souma explained that with this jam he bought in the bread aisle, If you add a bit this when stewing the meat, it adds a rich sweetness and improves the flavor instantly. And we have to it that Rantabi ends up explaining to Souma that his dish is literally negative $14, which is really freaking hilarious. He goes hold up, why is it in that negative zone? She goes why? Because you didn't read the rules and wasted the ingredients, okay? And we have to it that Rantabi tells Yukihiro off saying, dude, you only get 2 chances so you're free to experiment, but the WGO funds aren't infinite, Dude, your dish was nothing more than an addition and it's nothing really special, okay? And we have to it that Tsukasa Eishi, he ends up presenting his dish, and it's called the beef chicken recital with demi-glace accompaniment or something, And it looks really nice and all because he did this with all the convenience store ingredients alone, And we have to it that Rantabi is about to take a taste and realizes that the tart aroma of the demi-glace sauce is exacerbating her hunger. And 2 layers of filling wrapped in pie crust are enhancing the flavors in harmony. The top layer is chicken mousse. He added heavy cream to juicy cooked chicken, whisked them together, and the lower layer is minced meat made mostly of beef, It goes perfectly with the demi-glace sauce, and she even says, I might even want to offer money can't buy or something. And even someone's well, that's the Tsukasa senpai for you, And we had to that many people are really surprised about this, but I don't think it's any special. But Rantabi says, no, you're wrong on that, okay? The way he prepared the dish enhanced it to another level, And we have to Tsukasa's not really. Here's what I did. For chicken mousse, I add egg whites whisked to a stiff margarine to enhance the texture, Then I added mushroom paste and deluxes to add to the richness. Canned mushrooms have a slightly pungent odor, so I chopped them up and sauteed them to get rid of the moisture, which eliminated the odor completely, And Tsukasa also adds in by saying, I also reduced some cheap red wine as far as I could, leaving only its umami components, and added to the demi-glace sauce, you know? And we had to that Rantabi explains that ingredients that get used at high-end restaurants tend to lean toward one attribute over the others. But items at the convenience store are balanced so that they'll be enjoyable to a wider audience, meaning the flavor is universally balanced. That applies to the pre-cooked hamburger, pre-packaged chicken breast, and frozen pie crust that Tsukasa Eishi used for his dish. None of those items would suffice alone for this trial. So he used the parts of those ingredients that he could put in the high-end dish and made sure that they all worked together in harmony in total good balance. He was only able to get this level because of his skills, you know. He's definitely leveled up after he left Totoki, which Aldini and Megumi made a comment on. And Saiba Asahi goes like, so, this is what they mean by communicating with the ingredients, huh? And Tsukasa's dish is about $587, you know, which is really shocking. We have to it that Rantabi gives a lecture to Souma by saying, you only use the ingredients together, you only just added the ingredients together, and I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to pass this trial using methods anyone could pull off. You have to find the best ingredients and exponentially multiply their goodness as much as possible. And we have to it that, like, that Rantabi says, well, with what you're at right now, you're not gonna make a dish that's not even worth over $100. But we have to it that someone's like, I don't think so. I'll make a dish worth a couple $100 that's worthy of the Yukihiro name, okay? And we had to it that Rantabi does some research about Tsukasa Eishi, and so she ends up seeing someone like buying a lot of ingredients, you know. She goes like, hold up, what the hell are you doing? And Yukihiro someone's like, hey, don't worry, I'm gonna use it all, so don't be so concerned, you know. Even everyone's like looking at Yukihiro as the first seat of Totoki goes like, what is this kid, man? He's just like opening random ingredients and indiscriminately throwing them together. And we have to it that his dish will later on present as an out of the season super osechi set, you know? And they go like, what? Osechi? Are you serious? And Yukihiro says, you know, even back home, we take osechi orders here and there. And Rantabi's like, oh, please, don't make me laugh. This won't even be worth anything, you know? Authentic osechi sets from established Japanese cuisine restaurants use only the best ingredients that take weeks to prepare. But you, on the other hand, I don't know. I can hardly imagine this is a dish fit for the trial. And Yuki is like, oh, you think so? Why don't you give it a taste and find out, okay? And we have to it. She goes like, she takes one ingredient and tries it and shows like, see, this is on par for your negative $14 from earlier. You want to go bankrupt or something? She ends up eating more and more and more. It was just hilarious, man. I was like, oh, this is what I was waiting for, okay? I mean, she seemed to diss on Yukihiro saying, oh, you ain't whoosh right now, okay? And Yukihiro's like, okay, try the second dish again. Okay, try this. I want to see what you say otherwise, you know? Enough of me being cringy. Let's get on with the recap. We had to it that everyone's really shocked to see how she's not stopped eating right now. She's unable to stop, and she says, like, wow, dude, what the hell am I doing? And Yukihiro's like, I didn't do anything special. So here's what I did. The kurikinton chestnuts are just prepackaged stewed sweet potatoes, you know. I simmered them in orange juice and mashed them up to color the dish orange, but I used orange juice instead, making it more of a joke kurikinton made out of potatoes. The rolled omelet is made of eggs and I found in the Odin coater. I blended them in a mixture with the sugar and salt, then fried them up in an omelet pan. For the red and white salad, I seasoned a regular salad with salt, sugar, and vinegar and presto, you know. A red and white salad. Salting the vegetables draws out most of the moisture and allows the sweet vinegar to soak in even better. Checker prosciutto rolls. I took some daikon radish and carrots cut into sticks, you know, and wrapped them in the prosciutto, you know. Then I used honey and mustard as glue on the inside of the prosciutto to hold them all together. And they go like, yo, he's made excellent use of all the ingredients. And of course, one of the judges says, yo, but I don't see that being very satisfying to the judge. She says, no, this osechi is a full course meal. No matter where you start eating and no matter what order you eat them in, it's all harmoniously to make you want to eat the next item. In other words, there's no set path in this course meal. This is the most free-form course meal that I've had, and everyone's like, whoa, are you serious? And you know, they all go like, how's he able to pull this off and complicate many in a matter of minutes? And we had two that Yukihiro explains by saying, well, it probably wouldn't have worked without convenience store ingredients, okay? Because I had ingredients that had already been prepped, cooked, and seasoned. It didn't take me too long to prepare. I was only able to make this osechi set because I used convenience store items I was already pre-prepped or something, you know? We have to it that Rantabi goes like, he completely ignored them multiplying the goodness of the ingredients and yet managed to pull off a high-end cuisine level harmony in his dish. Is this even possible? And then, you know, bankrupting some kind of funny ecchi scene. And then we have to that someone passes and he asks like, hey, what's the total number of like dollars is it for me, you know? And Rantabi's like, you know what, I'll go grab more. That doesn't matter. You passed, okay? My mind. Oh my gosh, dude, what a joke. But aside from that, we get to see Erina's trial, dude. She managed to beat all the chefs from the first gate who failed, and it looks like to me she is literally out of breath, and that was her first trial, you know? And she ended up taking on the second wave of chefs in the second gate, and we have to it that, like, everyone, of course, Takumi, Aldini, and Megumi passed, you know, no problem, including the underworld chefs, you know? And we had to it that, like, that Takumi's Aldini's dish was 150 and Megumi's dish is 128. And we have to it that we get to know Tsukasa Eishi's goal, why he's participating in the blue. Because the Noir are actually being involved with are somewhat like being a hindrance to possibly Rindo's rare ingredients of poachers, you know. And that's the reason why like he wants to enter this blue to possibly stop the Noir or the underworld chefs. But she got an invite, but she decides not to go, you know. It appears to me that the Noir has a connection to these poachers, you know? And Tsukasa wants to lessen Rindo's burden and doesn't want the Noir to run free. So he entered the blue to maybe stop the Noir from, like, hindering Rindo's, freaking journey whatsoever, you know? And we have to it that we get to see the 3 Noir chefs in the next gate whatsoever. And apparently, they're the ones that got a pass to the 3rd gate whatsoever, you know, which means they're not a joke to be messing with. And, of course, we have to it that, like, they're 3 ranks higher than the Tsukasa Senpai, you know, etc. And we get to see the WGO adjudicators whatsoever, named Transhan, Matarinte, and Essor. And we had to it that the world book, the one who's like in charge of this blue, ends up making an announcement. I thought I would add a supplementary prize for the winner to this year's blue. Whoever wins gets to be my personal chef. You hear me? And they go like, hey, the bookmaster's own personal chef? Are you serious? And Souma's like, is that really a big deal? And Rantabi tells Souma off by saying, of course it's a big deal. The bookmaster is one of the most important figures in the gourmet world. And we have to it that one of the WGO educators tells Souma, well, I will tell you this, young man. They will serve meals at the regular WGO meetings and receive an impressive annual salary. It's a really big deal, young man. And we see to it that that the bookmaster makes an announcement by saying, but in exchange, I'm going to change the rules of the engagement at this gate. You 3 Noir members, show me your true potential right here and now. And this woman ends up, whirls up her chainsaw somehow, and only Tsukasa, Souma, Megumi, and Aldini just only looks on in like solemn expression or just shock. As the woman at the end ends up smiling, and then, you know, preview the next episode's called A Midsummer Christmas. Now, I'm going to say it right now, when she shows up and starts going to action, this is where things kind of went very down. And I mean very down. And I know you guys might be thinking, what the hell are you even talking about? Once it shows up, I'll get to that, but for the time being, I'll lay it off for now because I became a manga reader a long time ago, and I'm going to tell you right now the way how, like I said, this arc is where things kind of went south, very, very badly south. And it's bad enough that it showed one character, but things are going to be a little complicated when I explain it along the way. But that is when like it shows itself, and then I'll explain it, and then like I'll give you guys that thing about final thoughts and final overall thoughts about everything all together. yeah, like I said. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-ta-da!